In this video, I'll be going over a quick and very useful way for you to solo over 5-1 progressions in jazz as part of your 2-5-1 practice, using fully diminished chords for a dominant 7 flat 9 sound. This is commonly used in bebop playing and beyond, and it's a good next step if you're a beginner to get some classic and more interesting sounding lines before getting into modes. This can work on major or minor 2-5-1s in any key and is a super versatile technique that can take you really far. The concept is simple. If you build a dominant chord, you have 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. I'm going to demonstrate in the key of C. If you start at the third, you have 3, 5, 7, and the natural ninth. If you flat the ninth, that gives you a fully diminished chord, giving you C7 flat 9. Anytime you see a dominant 7 flat 9, the flat 9 implies diminished. Now this is the basic sound before getting into diminished scales and harmony, which will be in future content. The beauty of fully diminished chords is you can play them in any inversion and they work because they're symmetrical and built entirely on minor thirds. So it doesn't matter what inversion you're on to use them effectively. The key for using this technique in your playing is starting on different chord tones of the diminished chord and resolving to chord tones and scale degrees of where you're going, either triads or seventh chords. For the first example, I'm going to demonstrate using C dominant 7 to F major 7, a 5-1 progression found from the 2-5-1 to F major, G minor 7, C dominant 7, and F major 7. For the C7, I'm going to use the diminished chord starting on the third, playing 3, 5, 7, 9 as an ascending arpeggio, and resolve to chord tones of the F major 7. As a general first step, the flat 9 resolves a half step down to the fifth of the major 1 chord. You can go to the next inversion of the diminished chord starting on the fifth and play 5, flat 7, flat 9, third, which can resolve up or down. What if we start on the flat 7 and play flat 7, flat 9, 3, and 5? You can resolve up or down as well. And the final inversion, it works starting on the flat 9, playing flat 9, 3, 5th, and flat 7. You can resolve down from the flat 7 to the third of the major chord like so. You might have noticed I added some chromaticism and half steps and some scale motion, which you're free to do and gives your line more options. What makes it all work though is the rhythm, articulation, and swing. This works just as well for resolving to minor 1 chords. You just want to aim for the minor thirds instead of the major thirds, and maybe the flat 7s as well. A good way to practice these at first is playing everything as a blocked chord all at once for the diminished chords, then blocked major or minor triads to resolve on the 1 chord. Here it is in major. And here it is in minor. Then in your improv, you want to try getting to the third, fifth, flat 7, or flat 9 of those diminished chords on the dominant as an exercise. I recommend aiming for the third of the dominant as a starting point, and you can add whatever other notes you want when you resolve to make it more jazzy and chromatic, or however you want to play the 1 chord. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and check out the other videos of the channel. If you're a classically trained pianist or new to jazz piano and don't know where to start, check out my published ebook on exactly where to start, first steps, and much more. Link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.